What up, though? In the 30 years I've been involved with the league, I don't believe I've ever done a post about a coach being fired. But I'm going to do one for Tom Thibodeau, somebody I never played for. But I respect the game. He did not deserve to be fired from New York Knicks. He left 5 years. First time in decades, New York is enthusiastic about the Knicks. Yes, you may go get Mike Malone and give him a blank check, and he's won a championship coach in Denver, and I get that. But Tibbs led them to the playoffs for the last 5 years, a couple of 50-win seasons in the first time in forever, in the first conference finals in decades. To be fired, here's some of the reasons. That he plays his players too many minutes. As somebody that's averaged 40 minutes in the NBA and that has actually played seasons of 82 games, we now crying. Minutes. It ain't because of the owners, the fans. It's because Tibbs has a relationship with York. Therefore, the same reason why Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart are in New York. So this idea that, oh my God, he played Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose too many minutes, so therefore he's a poor coach. 10 or 11 players like the Pacers or OKC. You know why his rotation ain't as deep as those guys? Because his bench ain't as good. Fire him there, and this year, you're going to be able to do it.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? Y'all know what it is, man. Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter in the building. Man, uh, Rise Up Unlimited Radio Show brought to you by WDAP Radio, WDAP TV. I told y'all I was going to do the show tonight, and yes, I'm here. You know, it's a hot, scorching 85 degrees in Buffalo. Wow. Surprisingly, man, I had to turn on the AC a little bit, kind of, cool off a little bit before the show. But nevertheless, man, yeah, we here. I got some stuff to talk about. I definitely want to start off the show by saying shout out to everybody that's on this Wednesday evening, tuned in to, me. And I appreciate that. I will, if you want the link, I will be sharing the link to whoever wants to come on the show. I will do that, because I like to talk sports with people, obviously, and I have a good time doing it. So, want to start off with the intro video that you guys got to see, got to watch. I've been waiting for you to come on. You spew too much. Jay Renai, opinions is like, let me start off the show by saying opinions is like assholes and everybody got one, including you. Okay, sir? So I'm not upset about you not agreeing with some of the stuff that I say. That's fine and dandy. That's cool. I wouldn't want everybody to agree with me anyway, because that's not fun in sports talk. It's kind of boring if I spew a whole bunch of stuff that everybody agrees with. But I bet you anything that I spew or anything that I say out my mouth, I have premise for. So that's what matters most, is that I have a legitimate premise. So speaking of which, let's talk about what you've seen in the intro video in Tom Thibodeau. As someone who has played basketball and has coached basketball, I am 100% in agreement with Jalen Rose. I am 110%. Now I add an extra 10% for effort. Because Tom Thibodeau got the New York Knicks to a place that they hadn't been in 20 plus years. They hadn't been there since the lockout year with the Spurs. And they haven't won the championship in 52 years. And Tom Thibodeau, in the couple years, in the 5 years that he coached with the New York Knicks, built a culture that was built upon defense. He got Jalen Brunson. A lot of people did not see. If you telling me right now that you saw Jalen Brunson being a superstar coming out of Villanova, I will literally get my BS gun and shoot you with it. I got to shoot you with a BS gun, because you're not telling me you saw superstar status coming from Jalen Brunson. You didn't see the type of player Josh Hart was at Villanova. You didn't see, even when he had Dante DiVincenzo, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see Mikal Bridges. People did not see these guys as being intricate pieces of a franchise. So if you tell me that you did, then you must have some type of telepathy or telekinesis, because I ain't buying it. I'm not buying that crap. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Dwayne, I see you. Deborah, what's up? Jay, you want to chop it up? Let me get in that. Okay. They made a mistake firing Thibodeau. Dwayne said, yeah, absolutely. Marcus Heron, what's up? Marcus Betts, what's good? Braxton Hills, what's up? We definitely, we got a lot to talk about. So, yeah, that was absolute. I don't know what the Knicks organization is doing. Dolan, there's another one of Dolan's moves. This is stupidity. I'm going to be honest with you. Multiple 50-win seasons. You get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You beat Boston. You come back 3 times from down 20, which should tell you that the talent offensively, they didn't have enough offensively. They didn't have enough. They didn't have enough. And if you play basketball, you have to be able to play both ends of the floor. But when you have to extenuate a whole lot of energy on the offensive end, you get a Jalen Brunson on the defensive end that gave up 68% of his, at a time that teams wanted to try to score against Jalen Brunson. They were successful 68% of the time because Jalen Brunson was scoring 40 points a night just to keep the Knicks in games. Now, that's not an excuse for not playing good defense, but that's the nature of the beast. When you play, you have to be able to play both sides of the floor. And for the most part, the Knicks can do that. But Karl-Anthony Towns didn't do shit either on the defensive end. And he struggled sometimes on the offensive end. I'm going to be honest. I think the Knicks are one piece away from getting to that next step. We watched Boston. Boston shot themselves out of the playoffs. They three-balled themselves right out of the playoffs. When you play a good defense, you cannot three-ball yourself out of games against teams who can play legitimate defense. Tom Thibodeau preached that. He was a stickler on that. New York didn't get lucky against Boston. Boston just beat themselves. They shot themselves right out of the playoffs. When you go 25 for 100 in 2 games at home, that's your fault. In which you lost both games. That's your fault. That's not luck. That's just you not having a good game plan. Now, as it pertains to Indiana, I mean, New York is a half-court team. They're not a fast transitional team. You could tell. Look at the team. Indiana got out and just outran them. They outpaced them. Legitimately. Look at the transition points in that series. You have outside of Karl-Anthony Towns, who's a finesse guy. Who did you have down low? Mitchell Robinson gave his best efforts, but Mitchell Robinson is not that guy. He's not that guy. Terrell, what's going on? Ron Thomas, what up? I see you. And I'm looking at these comments right now. Shout out to y'all. Because I want to make sure I get them all. Cat is soft. Yes, Ron, he is. He is soft. He is soft. Okay? It's just like OKC in the series against Minnesota. Rudy Gobert has got to be the most overrated big man in the NBA right now. Legitimately. He did nothing the whole series. When you got Chet Holmgren giving you the business, that's a problem. Isaiah Hartenstein, who came from New York, giving you the business, that's a problem. Like, again, some of these teams just are missing a piece, and New York is missing one piece. And a lot of people are going to laugh when I say these 2 names, but if I'm the New York Knicks, I'm making a run for one of 2 players. 1, Kevin Durant. 2, Giannis. I'm making a run for either one of those players this season coming up. It's your missing piece. You need another guy who can put up 20 plus a game consistently. If you're not going to be the team who can run out and transition, you need to be the team that is excellent in the half court. And Jalen Brunson cannot drop 40 points every night to win you a basketball game. It was all cool, fine and dandy. It was fun calling him Mr. Clutch, yada, yada, yada. That's cool, fine and dandy. But if Karl-Anthony Towns is not going to give you 20 consistently, then you need to go get that extra piece. Put Karl-Anthony Towns on the 4 and go get you a real 5. Or keep Karl-Anthony Towns at the 5 and go get you a real 4. Because those are the 2 pieces New York is missing. Go get you a Kevin Durant who can score you 25 points legitimately a night. Go get you a Giannis who can play outside and inside. Kevin Durant can do the same thing. He can score, he can get inside and score, and he can score outside. That's what you need. You need a relief for Jalen Brunson. You need that. But firing Tibbs is not the answer. I'm going to tell you that. That was stupid. New York, if you think that you're going to go get another coach, and he mentioned Mike Malone. Now, Mike Malone might be a good coach, and you might give him the Macaulay Culkin, Blake Check. Cool, fine, and dandy. Mike Malone better be on point. Because what I saw in Denver leading up to, that wasn't really Mike Malone. Mike Malone, I've seen better coaching jobs from Mike Malone. So he's got to be on point. No, sir. It's late at night. It happens. It's not my fault. I have nothing to do with it. I can't decipher on how Wi-Fi works when there's a whole bunch of people around. I don't control towers, but I wish I did, so I wouldn't have to hear that so much. But it's all good. Hey, we do what we got, right? We do what we got to do. Comment section about the first topic, which is Tibbs being fired. Put it in the comment section, or you can call. The call right now is 481-8249. You can call. All right. I'm gonna get on a little scroll patrol because there's some things that I did not talk about Monday night that I kind of want to talk about now. All right, we got CJ Gardner-Johnson calling out defensive coordinator Vic Fangio and the team staff, claiming they used him as a test dummy and they lied about trading him for salary reasons. Quote unquote, I was a test dummy for them. So now they can be like my scheme worked, or did my skill set make it work? I had zero issues. People had issues with me. So yeah, let the salary cap be the excuse, is what he wrote. Just don't do them young guys like y'all did me. And now CJ GJ is a Houston Texan. All right. Now that's what Vic Fangio said about it. And he was fine with it. All right. How many people think that was kind of a mistake? Let me read some comments in the comment section right now. Marcus said, Jay Renat gives us some of those Nostradamus predictions. Let me guess. The Dolphins going to sweep the Bills. The Celtics will win the NBA championship, even though they're already eliminated. Matt Corral will make it to the Hall of Fame. LOL. Marcus, I ain't want to say nothing. I let Jay Renat be Jay Renat. Jay Renat loves to stir the pot. That's why flagrant foul is what it is. He's that whatsoever. Actually, I welcome it and invite it. It's cool. You can talk. Let him talk. He like to talk junk. He like to talk smack. That's what he do. That's why OKC handles Indy in 5. We'll see about that. I'm thinking 6. I haven't said anything, and you got to poke. Jay Renat, you always saying something. Thanks for the great career. Speaking of Detroit Lions, Frank Ragnow. Yeah, we were going to talk about him in the show coming up, Braxton. Definitely going to talk about Frank Ragnow later on. All right. Kevin Durant don't play defense, though. Yeah, he does. Kevin Durant was one of the better two-way players. If you're talking about Phoenix, I mean, again, winning promotes defense. Phoenix is a joke. Giannis would cost too much, would have to gut your team. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. New York got money, by the way, Marcus. Thoughts on Frank? We're going to talk about him in a minute. Said, sounds sour. Eagles found that safety from Texas. They good. Let him go. Does the Bills sign James Cook, or is he holding for more money? Oh, boy. We'll talk about that in a minute, too. Jeremy, what's good, my guy? Now, while we doing that, I gotta mention these ladies. I'm gonna start promoting more ladies, so y'all can stop talking about the same 2 ladies. So I gotta quit hearing the same stories over and over. We'll get to them too shortly. But Sonia Citron and Kiki Area Finn, First rookie since Aja Wilson to open their careers with 8 straight double-digit scoring games. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Great. And they both come from great basketball backgrounds. Sonia Citron. How many people know where Sonia Citron came from? Put it in the comment section. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to see if you get it right first. I'm going to see if you get it right first before I tell you. Let's see how many people actually watch or actually support. You know, y'all got a lot of excuses. I don't support women's sports. But I would love to hear this. Go ahead and tell me. Where did Sonia Citron play basketball? You can Google it. I'll let you Google it. Go ahead. I should put on some Jeopardy music. Let's see if we get an answer. You keep bringing the same women, or don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because if you actually paid attention to the page, you would know that that's different. That's not true. See, again, another one of those falsified comments that I can't stand. And nobody cares what you know what, Jay Renard. See, you so ignorant when it comes to them. I don't know why, but you be acting real ignorant when it comes to these ladies too. You need to stop that. So rude. Anyway, Sonia Citron comes from Notre Dame. Kiki Area Finn comes from USC. Now, these two girls play around some good players. Hannah Diago from Notre Dame. She played with Olivia Miles, Sonia Citron did. And then Kiki played with Juju Watkins. So I'm not shocked that these two females are making history by opening up, being the first rookies on the same team, by the way. They play for the same team, the Washington Mystics. They've been looking really good as of late. So, Jay Renard, I cannot. You flagrant fouler. Anyway, moving on. They get some respect today. Early retirement. I know damn well. This is fake. This got to be fake. Hella fake. But it would be crazy if this was true. We've seen crazier. Star running back Saquon Barkley may unexpectedly retire within the next several years, similar to his favorite player, Barry Sanders. I'll probably be one of those guys that it'll be out of nowhere. I'll probably just wake up one day, whether it's next year, 2 years, or 4 years, and just be like, yeah, it's over. I don't think I will ever lose that passion. I'm just a competitor. The competitive nature is always going to be there, said Barkley. And yes, his favorite player is Barry Sanders. And yeah, he called it quits too. Sanders retired at the age of 30. Barkley is currently 28. Got a ring, got paid. Why not save your body is what somebody just posted on here. I'm not shocked about that. I'm not shocked about that. Dwayne Woodley, yes. See, I love women's sports. I love them girls in track and field. What up, C Blanco? What up? Marcus Best says some guys like football, but just want to make enough to change their family fortune. He's 29 and body is beat up. Not everybody wants to be Brady. Plays till 45. Make some money, get out before you get your brain scrambled. Jim Brown retired early. So did Barry Sanders. Sanders retired because the Lions wouldn't trade him. Yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't be shocked if he did that. I wouldn't be shocked. Shoot. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Okay? Self-preservation. For the flagrant foulers who keep thinking that I just talk about two players, which is crazy because if you actually looked on my page, you know better. You know who this is, don't you, Jay Renard? You know who that is? That's up here? Jay? Let me see if you know who this is. You should know who this is. You know who this is? Go ahead and answer. Let me see. Let me see if you answer it properly. Don't nobody tell him. Let's see. Why are all my Deshaun Watson rookie cards PSA Tim's worth a Happy Meal at Papa John's? For the same reason why none of your predictions ever come true. Okay. Come on. Can play. Jim Brown retired early and went into acting. Yep. Quarterbacks can't play too. They're old because they don't take punishment like other positions. Of course I do, sir. Okay, so who is it then? What's her name? Say her name. Go ahead. I want you to say her name. Let's see. Let type it out. Go ahead. It's not that hard. It takes about 30 seconds. Not even. I probably could type it out in 10. Come on. Okay. Anyway, y'all know who this is. Obviously, the answer is face of the league is what you should have typed out. Is what you should have typed out. Okay. Face of the league. Yes, her name. What's her name, Jay Renard? Brown's owner tried to punk Jim Brown, gave him an ultimatum, so he retired. Go ahead. What's her name? See, don't tell him. Don't give him no help. You know, obviously, her name. Face Asia. See, yeah, you needed help. Asia, you needed a Blue's Clues for that. You needed a phone a friend for that. Asia Wilson, yes. Says when it's all said and done, Asia Wilson, she might become the greatest player, WNBA player of all time. She just recorded a 30-15, 5-3-3 game in the first 30-10, 5-3-3 game in WNBA history. 35 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. How many people think? Nah, you good, C. How many people think that Asia Wilson right now? Matter of fact, where do you rank Asia Wilson right now in WNBA history? Where do you rank her? Because I'm gonna be honest. I got Asia in the top 5. And she's on my Mount Rushmore right now. If Mount Rushmore only got 4, they would make a 5th for Asia Wilson. Asia's at least number 5. And that's minimal. That's the lowest I'm going for Asia is 5. Jay Renard with the Google real fast. I thought he was going to say Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, my God. No, we did it at the same time. Sure you did. That's okay, Jay. It's all good. It's Asia Wilson. Yeah, AKA the face of the WNBA. Make sure you put that in there. This girl has done nothing but win championships and been the most intricate part of winning those said championships. And she's getting paid like she's the face of the league. And she has endorsements like she's the face of the league. And she's on everybody's TV set like she's the face of the league. So, yes, face of the league. Okay. She checks all the boxes off. There's not one box not checked off from A'ja Wilson. Okay? Not one. My Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm definitely so Cheryl Miller, folks. How many people know Cheryl Miller didn't even play in the WNBA? Do people know that? How many people know Cheryl Miller didn't play in the WNBA? And I still will put Cheryl Miller on the Mount Rushmore. And she's not even in the WNBA. She's never played in the WNBA. Because if she did, she'd be Cheryl Miller would be number one. Folks, I'm sorry. I can't help it, but Cheryl Miller would have been number one. Okay. So in my yeah, I know you did, see. Maya Moore is filthy. Maya Moore is in my Mount Rushmore. Diana Taurasi is in my Mount Rushmore. Candace Parker is in my Mount Rushmore. So there's 4, if not 5. A'ja Wilson, Parker, Taurasi, Maya Moore, A'ja Wilson. Who am I missing? Oh, and Cheryl Miller. 5. Now, if you have to pick somebody who played in the WNBA, if you have to pick somebody who played in the WNBA and you can't pick Cheryl Miller, I'm taking Lisa Leslie. And that's nothing against Breanna Stewart. That's nothing against her because she's won championships, a lot of them. That's nothing against her. But Lisa Leslie, yes, I got to take her. That's nothing against Cynthia Cooper. That's nothing against Cheryl Swoops. The Houston Comets. It's nothing against them. Yes, Candace for sure. Shamika was fired. Shamika was fired. A lot of people don't even know where Shamika came from. Where Shamika Holtzclaw come from? I'll give you a hint. Might have been the same school Candace Parker played at. All right. And this is why I said what I said earlier. Okay. Now, get into some football. Pull some of this stuff up. Marcus the alphabet. Marcus. Yep, Tennessee. Who wins the French Open? You talk about females? Oh, Pat Summitt was a phenomenal coach, by the way. She's on my Mount Rushmore of coaches, by the way. Pat Summitt. Tennessee, yeah, absolutely. Marcus the alphabet. I'm hearing on social media that the Dallas Cowboys going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles week 1. You believe that? Do you believe that with this offense right here, that they're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles? I just want to know how confident you are. I want to see where your confidence lies in your team. Because I know this offseason you've been pretty happy, especially with the George Pickens pickup. I know you've been real excited. You've been on your heels. I need to know. With this right here, they're beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not a delusional Cowboys fan, but the offense is going to be nasty. Okay. Mike is the alphabet. Jay Renard said Dallas is a second-rate team. Okay. Mike is the alphabet. With this offense, go ahead and give me an approximation. Give me a good estimate on what Dak Prescott's numbers are going to look like this year. Pickens going to show out this year. Got to pick poison. Can't double CD anymore. Yeah, go ahead and give me a nice estimation. I'd like to hear this estimate. Jay Renard said Pickens ain't gonna do nothing. He said he ain't gonna do nothing. My second question is, okay, you said Dak 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns this year, and 13 picks. So you okay with Dak throwing 13 picks this year? Where does that get the Cowboys with those numbers? Where does that get this team? CeeDee Lamb, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. I bet you right now, Tua has better numbers than your boy Prescott. Oh, why don't y'all make a bet on that? C. Blanco said he won't get 40 touchdowns. That's USFL and XFL is okay. Pickens. Jay said, I'll take that bet. Said Pickens going to have 8 touchdowns and at least 1050. Yeah, okay. Try 3,225 touchdowns. Oh, wow. Okay. So, with this move, does this make George Pickens the best number 2 in the league? Does this move make George Pickens the best number 2, projected number 2 in the league? I want to test Marcus' brain a little bit with his Dallas Cowboys. I just want to see how conversations. I'd love to see. Because you know, week 1, which obviously you see. This is the predictor right here from Ralph V, Fox NFL. Got them beating your ass. Pickens isn't the best number 2. T. Higgins is. Okay, so where would you put T. Higgins? Where would you put Pickens as a number 2? Where would you put him? Because Pickens was a number 1 last year, right? So if he's a number 1, becoming a number 2, you don't see him being the best number 2? So you saying T. Higgins would be a better number 1 than Pickens would, then, if that's the case, right? Is that what you're saying? That's what you're telling me? That T. Higgins is a better receiver? T. Higgins because his quarterback best number 2. Nope. There are 3 receivers better. You got to get Marcus Betts on for this segment. Top 10. Marcus Betts know he can come on at any point. And if you want to come on, all you gotta do is no what? He ain't even gotta do that. Watch this. He ain't gotta do that. Because Marcus know how I'm gonna give it up. He ain't gotta do that. We're gonna find Marcus Betts right now. We're gonna find Marcus Betts. You know, and we just gonna hit him with the segment. We're gonna hit him with the link. It's no problem. It's real easy. Give me a second. Yeah, see, that's how we do. We'll hit him real quick. Hit him with the horn, twin. Right? All right. Speaking on the Eagles. They got the Eagles losing. They got the Eagles being 11-6. They losing to Green Bay, at Kansas City losing week 2, at Minnesota losing week 7, at the Chargers losing week 14, at Washington a loss, at Buffalo a loss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 road losses. They got them winning every game at home this year, though. Every single game. They're winning at home. They're going to have 5 road losses. That's what y'all think? I'm going to be very honest with you. Hell no. And I'm not even an Eagles fan, and I know better than this. They're going to have 6, matter of fact, and they're going to win every. So that means they're going to go 3-6 on the road, 8-0, 8-0 at home, and they're going to look like the team that got beat by the Tampa Bay Bucks 2 years ago. I highly doubt that. I'm not even a fan of the Eagles. Just like I'm not a fan of the Cowboys. But you know who I am a respecter of persons with? My bro who's on here right now, Marcus DeYoung. That's Mr. Peach Tea. Mr. Peach Tea in the afternoon. Are you kidding me? What kind of damn thing was that, Pete?
It was too late for coffee.
Yeah.
I gotta have my coffee.
So you had the peach tea they ass, huh? You could come up with that peach tea. Okay, I get it. I thought you was gonna go with some Texas. I thought you was gonna go with some Texas themed title. Peach tea.
I'll tell you what. If I'm not drinking, if I don't do the peach tea, I usually do the. You know where the Arnold Palmer is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know where the Arnold Palmer is, right? Sweet tea with lemonade. That's my joints there, man.
Oh, you like Arnold Palmer's?
Them Arnold Palmers go hard, man. When I go out to eat, that's usually what I go get. But to as far as George Pickens, look, I know a lot of people are excited right now with the whole George Pickens thing. He changes what they do, man. Because now when you were playing the Cowboys, it was stop CeeDee Lamb. Okay.
Marcus, can you give me 1 second? Marcus, give me 1 second. You give me 1 second so I can do something real quick.
Okay.
So I can let you talk and it don't sound like it just jumped. All right, go ahead. Now you can go ahead. Go ahead. You good.
George Pickens changes the way you have to play against the Cowboys now. Okay. He totally changed it. Now, George Pickens, okay. First off, let's come to a consensus, okay? We're gonna do a quick exercise. On the Pittsburgh Steelers as the number 1 wide receiver on the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? Where do we have George Pickens ranked at as far as wide receivers? Just as the number 1 in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All the time?
No, where do you have him in the league? Where was he at? Was he a top 5 receiver, top 10 receiver, top 15 receiver? What was he?
George Pickens number 1 as a number 1 was at least flirting with top 10.
Okay. Flirting with, somebody say between 10. If somebody say between 10 and 15, okay? Right? Well, let's say between 10 and 15. All right. Where do we have CeeDee Lamb at as far? Where do we have CeeDee Lamb at as far as wide receivers in the NFL ranking?
Top 5.
Okay, top 5. So you have a top 15. Let's just say 10, 12, 15. You have a top 10, top 15 receiver. Who? George Pickens is a top 20 receiver? No, he's better than top 20, bro. Now, is somebody saying like top 10? I don't know about that. You also have to consider
I would say he's flirting in between the 12 to in between the 10 to 13. George Pickens is flirting 10 to 13.
And that's with and who were his quarterbacks? Who were his quarterbacks? Now, let me ask y'all this. C. Blanco, I see you in the comment section. Where did you have A.J. Brown when he was playing with the Tennessee Titans and he was getting the ball thrown to him by Ryan Tannehill? It's the same situation. A wide receiver's success has a lot to do with his quarterback. George Pickens, we're saying he's a top 10, the top 15, a top 10, the top 15 wide receiver with Mason Rudolph, with Kenny Pickett, with Dwayne Haskins, with Duck Hodges. Those were his quarterbacks. So now, and he was their number one, and he's still getting close to 1,000 yards. So what is George Pickens on the Dallas Cowboys with a top 3 wide receiver on the other side of him? That's the way you have to look at it. You cannot just sit up there and say, well, we're going to just take CeeDee Lamb out of the, we're going to take him. We're going to take, okay, if you double team CeeDee now and they play CeeDee Lamb about 60% in the slot, they're putting CeeDee Lamb in the slot. You cannot just double team CeeDee Lamb anymore. You can't do it. So, yes, when you look at the Cowboys, now, what does this all hinge on? What is their success? His effort's not a top 10 wide receiver. Here, when you're getting your ass kicked, a lot of people said the same thing about A.J. Brown when he was with the Tennessee Titans. When you're getting your ass kicked, it's not any fun. And you're running routes and your quarterback can't get you the ball. That's why these receivers be going crazy. He didn't play with Duck. He played with a bunch of bums in Pittsburgh. Can we agree that the Steelers haven't had a good quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger retired? Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? They haven't had consistent quarterback play since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Can we agree? See, Blanco, can we agree that the Steelers have not had good, consistent quarterback play since Ben Roethlisberger retired? Don't make no difference. Your quarterback doesn't make any difference. Your quarterback doesn't make any difference. For a wide receiver, it doesn't make any difference. For a quarterback, your quarterback as a wide receiver, it doesn't make any difference. That's bullshit, bro. I don't care who. If you're a wide receiver and your quarterback can't get you the ball, that's when these receivers start going damn crazy. They start going crazy. When you're a wide receiver and you're running up and down the field and your quarterback can't find you want to see wide receivers start losing their shit real quick. Be a good wide receiver and your quarterback can't find you. That's just the way it works. A lot of times these receivers, because a wide receiver is dependent. As a running back, I'm going to get my touches as a running back because they're going to hand me the ball. As a wide receiver, I have to rely on my quarterback to find me open down the field. Right? I'm just saying, like I didn't play wide receiver. As a wide receiver, your quarterback has to find you. They call these wide receivers divas, but what it is when they're going crazy and they're right. You don't think the quarterback has a say on how good a wide receiver is? Okay. Randy Moss. Where do we consider Randy Moss at as far as wide receivers? Jay Renard, where do we consider Randy Moss at as far as wide receivers?
Top 5. All time? Randy Moss?
Yeah.
He's definitely top 5.
Okay. How do you look with Dante Culpepper? How do you look with Tom Brady? He's doing all this stuff, and he's playing with Dante Culpepper.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He goes to the Raiders. He goes to the Raiders for 1 year. And everybody, he's a diva, blah, 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 blah. He goes with Tom Brady, and he breaks the single season receiving records with like 22 touchdowns. And you're saying that the quarterback, so that's what I'm saying. So you're saying, oh, Pickens, oh, it doesn't.
Oh, wait a minute now, though. Hold on, Marcus. Now, here's where my only rebut to your Randy Moss comments is. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
And you're not gonna like this, but you know if I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna come with some premise.
Okay.
Where did he do most of his damage as a player?
Well, he played, but he did most of his damage with the Vikings. But what I'm saying is the best.
No, but hold on. Let me finish though. I get it. No. I get what you're saying. I'm just giving you my rebut to what you're saying. My only rebut is this: Randy Moss was good wherever he went.
I get
regardless
you, but he was. But what I'm saying,
he was great with Tom Brady. But my end of this whole thing is, what did it get Randy Moss?
Well, he didn't win, and guess what? T.O. didn't win it. T.O. didn't win the championship either. Again, because
this was equivalent to a number. What would this number be, David? What would this number be? This was a number. If you could create to a number, what would it be? What would the number be? Say it.
That's David, a zero.
Zero. What I'm saying is he had great success, and then when he goes and plays with Tom Brady, he breaks all of the receiving records. AJ Brown, where do we consider?
Single season records.
That's what I'm saying. He had his best season ever because he had a good quarterback. This ain't that hard, folks. You get to play with it.
Well, hold on, Marcus. All I'm saying at the end of the day is, what did they get him? What did it get? Where do we have T.O. at as far as wide receivers historically? Right.
Where do we have
T.O. You can put T.O. in the same. Hold on,
T.O.'s top 10.
You can put T.O. in the same. You can put T.O. is top who?
T.O. is like top 3 ever.
No, don't do it. Don't do that, Marcus. Let him finish. Please let him finish. That's why we put him on the show, because we want to hear where he got this. Jay, did you say Terrell Owens is top 10, sir? As if like he's not in the top 2? Did you say that? Say that again, Jay Renard, one time.
Not really top 2? No.
Oh,
your quarterback. Listen, we're getting your quarterback. Okay, so again, we're back on the
no, Marcus, let him go.
Your quarterback has
Marcus
a lot.
Is talking. I'm just saying no.
Your T.O. is top. Only T.O. is a top 3 wide receiver. And he may not be number 3. T.O. is a top 3 wide. I think T.O. the only person with better numbers. The only person with better numbers.
Number 3.
That's what I'm saying. His numbers.
Jerry.
The only person that has better numbers than T.O. The only person that has better numbers than T.O. is Jerry Rice. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's it. But your quarterback, we're sitting over here and we're arguing. Why does a wide receiver not have success?
But wait a minute. And if you want to make an argument, Marcus, who was Terrell Owens' quarterbacks?
He started with Jeff Garcia, Tony Romo, Ryan Fitzpatrick in Buffalo, and who was this quarterback? Andy Dalton and Cincinnati. Those were his quarterbacks. So again, as a wide receiver.
Do you imagine if he played with Tom Brady. Do you know what?
That's what I'm saying. As a wide receiver, we're sitting over here and people are saying, "Oh, George Pickens sucks." You think George Pickens sucks when you look at
Who said George Pickens sucks?
I've got people under. Oh, George Pickens, he's not that good. George Pickens is a top 15 wide receiver playing with Mason Rudolph. Imagine him with Dak Prescott and with CeeDee Lamb on the other side of him. That's deadly. Now what are you not agreeing with? What am I saying that's not making sense?
Moss not better than
George Pickens is not a top 15 wide receiver.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with top. I'll give you top.
He is in the 10 to 13 range.
And he's playing.
Wait a minute. Time out. Whoa. You can easily break it this way. Marcus, you can easily break it this way. Name all the number ones that's better than him. Come on, let's do some real work on here. We on the show. Yeah, let's do the exercise. Name the wide receivers, the number ones that's better than him. Because I can only name maybe one number two that's better than him.
Justin Jefferson,
Jamar Chase,
AJ Brown, Nico Collins, maybe. I like Nico Collins.
See, now you start getting debatable.
Puka Nacua, Tyreek Hill. I'm saying, like, after that,
what about Mike Evans? What about Mike Evans, Torch?
Okay, Mike Evans. That's only 7. That's only 7.
Yeah,
it ain't 15 though. It ain't 14 or 15.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Come on. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon St. Brown is not better than George Pickens. I'm sorry. That's a debate.
Yeah. You have to understand George Pickens is a 6'4", 210-pound wide receiver with 4.4 speed who can jump out the stadium. Maybe a top 3 deep route guy. I still think that Tyreek Hill's the best deep route guy, deep threat in the league. But after him, that's George Pickens, 6'4", just throw the ball up. You know what? You want to know what George Pickens is? He's Dez Bryant with speed. He's Dez Bryant with speed. That's what he is. So to say, oh, he's not going to change the Dallas Cowboys offense, really? And when you got to deal with where do you have CeeDee Lamb as far as wide receivers right down today? CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb's a top 10 receiver.
10? Just 10? You only have CeeDee Lamb as a top.
Saying 10. What?
George Pickens is all that, bro. He really is. George Pickens is.
Okay, watch this. No. Hold on. Watch this. Who's Buffalo's number one? Watch this. Let's do it this way. Who's Buffalo's number one?
Pickens hasn't done anything yet. I hear what you're saying. Hang on. He's saying he hasn't done anything yet. You have to, but we also have the eye test. What did AJ Brown do? What did AJ Brown do with the Titans?
Tennessee Titans.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this, because you saying he hadn't done anything. Would you say that Stephon Diggs looked better with Josh Allen than he did with Kirk Cousins, even though he had a little bit of success with Kirk Cousins? But he said that he's like he hasn't done anything. There, you can see the difference in talent. When you watch Stephon Diggs with the Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins, and then he goes to Buffalo and he's an all-pro wide receiver. Where do we have Stephon Diggs at as wide receivers?
Stephon Diggs wasn't even a number 1 in Minnesota. He was a number 2. Let's be clear.
Is George Pickens better than DK Metcalf? Yes. George Pickens is better than DK Metcalf.
Nah,
George Pickens is better than DK. And here's the thing. And here's why I'm saying this.
You out of your mind, dude.
Y'all are going to see this year, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Oh, here's how I really know I got you guys. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year?
Probably Mason.
Well, I know that. If we talk about this year, it may change. But
again, and it goes back to my original argument. Your quarterback has a lot to do with your success. So this year when DK Metcalf, this year when DK Metcalf is playing with Will Howard or Mason Rudolph, and George Pickens is playing with Dak Prescott, who do you think is going to have a better year? I'm asking you because
I'm listening to now. See, this is where I was telling Torch he's got the diarrhea of the mouth. But
who is
Marcus,
going to be?
Yo,
you're literally.
Jay Renard, I know you ain't saying what. I know you ain't talking about diarrhea of the mouth. Name two things that I said was diarrhea of the mouth. Since you want to go there now, go ahead. Come on, I put some premise on that.
Listen, I have to address. I need to address Marcus for a second here. Because he's talking about quarterback, and he's talking about quarterbacks make or break wide receivers and everything else. But yet, you don't really hold Tua in high regards. But yet, his wide receivers get plenty of yards. They score plenty of touchdowns. And oh, by the way, Jonnu Smith probably had one of the best seasons ever as a tight end in his career. Baker Mayfield, you pretty much don't have him in high regards either. He's a throwaway from Cleveland. He goes to Tampa. Fucking Mike Evans is like out of this world insane. Okay. Godwin, I mean, come on,
Jay.
Like you can't just like
you're not telling the audience. See, you're skewing what I'm saying, Jay. What is the only issue I've ever had with Tua? Stop acting like you don't know me. You've done show with me. Don't sit up here and act brand new. What has been my only issue with Tua? Stop it. Be truthful here.
I know.
No. Say it because you're sitting over here saying you don't hold him in high regard. No, don't put words in my mouth. What is my issue? What is my issue? What is
availability, Marcus? Availability.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. Yes, a guy who gets his brain scrambled on every play, because we have to preface it every time we're talking about Tua. We have to preface it with if he's healthy. If healthy, but he's never healthy. That's the issue.
Marcus, when he was in the running for MVP, you were like, this guy, what? He's an MVP. Like
I've always said, the only thing I've ever said.
Listen, I'm the first one. I am the first one to bang out Tua all day long. Dude, he's the quarterback of my team, but like literally, I don't even have him in that high regards. But I'm going after what you've been saying about quarterback play, and then some of these quarterbacks that, like I said, Baker Mayfield's a great one. He came from Cleveland. You busted his ass over his play in Cleveland. He goes to Tampa, and then all of a sudden, like I said, Mike Evans is out of this world.
I didn't just bust him for Cleveland. I busted him for he busted out in Carolina. He busted out with the Rams. It wasn't just Cleveland. It wasn't just Cleveland. Then he goes and and here's the other thing.
The same quarterback. Same quarterback.
He had much better. He has much better wide receiver talent. Now his wide receiver core.
But that's my case, Marcus. Quarterbacks make wide receivers just as much as wide receivers make a quarterback.
Okay, I got you. And so we're saying George
because
Pickens
Drake May's got nothing or nobody to throw to, and now he's got Diggs if Diggs actually plays, and I've heard Jalen Polk might be looking for trade bait, so I have no idea what that. But you're going to see Drake May now become a better quarterback just because his receivers are a little better than what they were last year.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. He's going to be better, but guess what? Here's the bottom line. This is the thing that kind of sucks. When you're in a loaded division, or when you're in a division where the MVP is at, or the multiple-time Super Bowl champion, you don't really get to shine like that. When we're talking about Tua, Tua has to see Josh Allen twice a year. So he doesn't really get the shine because it's like you get your ass kicked twice a year. These quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, I think Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. But guess what? He plays in the same division with Patrick Mahomes. So for him, he doesn't really, it's like, yeah, that's great. You had a great season. You threw for all these touchdowns. You do this, and you came in third place in the division. That's going to be Drake May. Because
hold on. You know what? I'll make even a better comment. This will fire him up. George Pickens is the fourth best number one in the AFC entirely.
So what now?
George Pickens is a top 4 number one in the AFC. Period. So George Pickens by default would be a top 10, would be flirting at number 10, top 10, legitimately. Because if you go to the NFC, there's only 5, maybe 4 wide receivers that I can name. That's better. Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, DK Metcalf, Mike Evans. Name another one.
DK Metcalf is with the Steelers now, so we got to take that into consideration.
But he was in Seattle. This is what I'm saying. Before this season. Before this season. Okay. So name another one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nico Collins is a questionable. Garrett Wilson is a questionable. Garrett Wilson is a questionable. And Nico Collins is a questionable. Even if you threw Nico Collins and Garrett Wilson in the conversation, Pickens still falls at number 10.
And see, I don't view Garrett Wilson like that. Now, again, part of Garrett Wilson's issue too has been inconsistent quarterback play. Inconsistent quarterback play.
I'm just saying by default, Pickens is a top 10 number one by default, let alone.
Now, here's the thing about it. I'm reading some of these comments, and I agree with what some of what y'all are saying. Okay, Pickens hasn't. You're saying he hasn't done anything, but I'm like, he's got 950 yards and 10 touchdowns playing with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields last year. And one of the worst offenses in the league. Where do we rank the Pittsburgh Steelers offense? Their offense was terrible. And this man, and you know he's the only threat that they have. He's the only threat that they had. There's nobody on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Their offense was bottom 8 last year.
That's what I'm saying. And you know, it's like when you played the Pittsburgh Steelers, who scared you on their offense? Come on now, let's keep it above. Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth. That's what I'm saying. You knew that the only person that they had was George Pickens, and he's still getting 950 yards. You have to take that into consideration. You're like, well, look at his work ethic. He's tired. It's like, bro, I'm over here. I'm getting double and triple team. Because there's nobody on the other side that can win. And my quarterback sucks.
Oh, so and AJ Brown. Sorry, I didn't name AJ Brown. He still would be in the top 10 to 13, as I stated earlier. I said he's top 10 in between 10 and 13. Even if you put AJ Brown in the conversation, he's still top 11. He's number 11. That's if you put Garrett Wilson in the college.
I would be so brave to say in the NFC East that George Pickens is the third best receiver in the NFC East. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown. I think he's better than Scary Terry. Scary Terry's he's a speed guy. I'm talking about
Terry McLaurin. I forgot about McLaurin.
No, I agree with you with that, Marcus.
He's a speed.
Terry McLaurin.
I think so.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Scary Terry is fast. I would give him that. Don't be deceived by a guy just because he's fast. You know who else was fast? Henry Ruggs.
I'm not deceived by it.
That doesn't make you.
hold on. I'm not deceived by him being fast. I'm not deceived at all. I go by his production. Terry McLaurin has produced no matter who his quarterback has been. Terry McLaurin has produced no matter who his quarterback.
Marcus Herring, you're saying his route running need. Look, everybody is not. You know who else runs crappy routes? Everybody is not a route running technician. You know who runs really shitty routes, but he's a good wide receiver? Mike Evans. He does not run good routes. Scary Terry runs routes. He's a good, but he's a speedster. That's what he is. George Pickens is a physical specimen. And you're going to see this year, Ayuk?
I don't think Ayuk is better than George Pickens. No, I'm not.
And also, Ayuk is coming back from a torn ACL. He's coming back from a torn ACL. Usually with the torn ACLs, it's not till that second season after. Pickens is nowhere near Scary Terry. Okay, we'll see this year. Because now they're going to be on the field. They're going to be on the field the same. They're going to be on the same field 2 times this year, and we'll see. How about this, Marcus Herring? If Scary Terry has better numbers than George Pickens, I'll send you an Alphabets Football Show Rise Up family shirt for free. How about that?
Well, what a deal.
And I'll tell you what. With CeeDee Lamb on the other side of him, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, y'all are going to see a whole nother. And I'm not just saying, I always like George Pickens. I pick up George Pickens in all of my fantasy leagues. I like George Pickens. And here's the other thing too, Marcus Herring and C. Blanco. I always, when a guy is in a contract year, I bet on guys like that, because guys is like George Pickens, if any time in his life, he's going to be on his best behavior, because guess what? He's on the last year of his deal. And when he's looking at the wide receiver market, and seeing a guy like T. Higgins, who I think his game is a lot like T. Higgins, making $30 million a year, I think he's going to be on his best behavior. The numbers don't decide who is better because of the scheme, targets. I agree with you on that. Pickens just runs deep route. He don't run the route tree that well. And guess what? He's not going to have to, because that's what CeeDee Lamb does. He's not going to have to. The teams are going to still be petrified. You're going to have – look, I watched George Pickens cook Patrick Surtain Jr. I watched George Pickens cook Sauce Gardner. Guess what? They're not going to be on him. Sauce and Patrick Surtain, they're going to be on CeeDee Lamb. So George Pickens is going to be on the other team's number 2. Y'all will see. I don't think Pickens can explode this year with CeeDee Lamb taking coverage. I think he is. I think now this is the best quarterback he's ever played with, and the best guy that he's had on the other side of him since he's been playing. Look at the guys that he's been playing with. Who you play with matters, man. It matters who you have on the other side of you. We'll see. He will get injured by week 8, soft tissue because of his effort. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Go on to the next. When he could. I watched George Pickens. I watched George Pickens have good games against number 1 receivers, number 1 cornerbacks. This year, he's not going to have to face number 1 cornerbacks. That makes a difference. All corners get beat. Matt Collins beat McDuffie on the bomb. It's football. True that. But he has to do it first. True that. That's true. He's got to go do it. I'm saying I believe in this system. I think he's going to do very well because he's got a better supporting cast. Pickens can't explode. Well, Jeremy Romero, stay on topic, bro. Well, who the hell is Kyle Nussmeier, quarterback? We're talking NFL. You talking freaking college football, bro. Come on. Next subject, natural cornerback. We did the draft, and there was this big, discussion about where do we like Travis Hunter at better? Is he a better corner or is he a better wide receiver? I saw some film of him doing some cornerback stuff today, and he looked pretty damn good. I believe he's going to start off at cornerback, and then he's going to have some snaps at wide receiver. I don't think he's going to start. Is he going to start at wide receiver? I don't see him playing 80 snaps a game. I just don't see it. But when you watch him play, when we watch this guy play, what do you think he's a better wide receiver? Or you think he's a better corner?
Better corner.
I think so.
At Colorado, he was great at both. I don't think he was better at either. I think he was good at both. I mean, but this is the NFL. We've seen video of his route running abilities as a wide receiver. And we've seen him at corner. So I think I gotta agree with you, Marcus, on this corner situation. I think he might start corner first to take some snaps at wide receiver when needed.
But see, here's the thing, and it's kind of in the same argument with the George Pickens. What was he with Colorado as far as their wide receiver? What number was he there at Colorado?
1.
He was there 1, right? When over in Jacksonville, they got Brian Thomas Jr. So he's not going to be facing number 1 corners. I think he can succeed like that. He's not going to be lining up on Pax Surtain or Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley. He's going to be on the other guy. So with that, I think he'll be okay. But I don't think he can play all the offensive snaps and all the defensive snaps. I just don't see it.
I was going to say, because Marcus, he's going to be covering every other team's 1. So regardless of where he's going to take snaps on the offensive side, he's going to be beat down just from playing ones.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't see him playing 50 snaps on offense and then doing another like 40 on defense. I think he's going to be a 45 snap defensive player, and then I think he's going to be like a 20 snap offensive player. They're going to have packages for him on the offensive side of the ball. But all these people is like, oh, he's going to play both sides of the ball.
I think 20's being gracious. I think 20's being gracious. I'm thinking more like 15.
That's what I'm saying. These people that think that he's going to go out there and play all the offensive snaps and all the defensive snaps, I just don't see it. And I know he says he can do it, but when you're chasing around, like you said, Tank, you got to go over there. You got to go cover Jamar Chase and chase him around. You got to chase him around, and then they punt it, and then you got to go on offense. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
I think he'll be a better corner for the league.
It's not college anymore. That's the thing. Like in college, some of these teams that have 1s are not like Jamar Chase, right? So we're gonna see how that goes. I mean, that's just
because I've seen games. I saw games in college where he was playing against like number 1s. He played against Ted McMillan. He played against Ted McMillan, and Ted McMillan wore his ass out. And then he also played against the number 1 guy from Stanford, and he wore his ass out. I don't remember what his name is, but I think he was like a 4th round pick wide receiver. And he tore his ass up from Stanford. And now you're coming to the NFL, and every team in the NFL for the most part has a good number 1 wide receiver. Even the shitty teams, they got a good teams. Who's the worst? The Jacksonville, they're for the most part, they're terrible. You got to line up against Brian Thomas Jr. The Jets, they're not that good. You got to see Garrett Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every week in the NFL, you're going to have to see an elite wide receiver because every team for the most part has an elite wide receiver. So good luck with that. You got to look at the finances. They're going to want him to excel more at cornerback because they're cheaper. Yeah, that's true. But I also I also need somebody on the other side of Brian Thomas Jr. who scares people. Because guess what? We just talked about the whole thing with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. This year, Brian Thomas Jr. with a whole year of film on him. Guess what? When teams play the Jacksonville Jaguars, what are they going to do? This ain't that hard. What are teams going to do when they face the Jacksonville Jaguars this year? Who's going to be their number one priority to shut down? I'm not scared of Tank Bigsby. I'm not scared of Travis Etienne. I'm not scared of those guys. The only person I'm concerned with on Jacksonville is Brian Thomas Jr. So I could see Hunter will cover the number 2 one-on-one, and the number 2 corner and safety cover the number 1 wide receiver like Dion did when he was with the 49ers. Travis Hunter, if quarterback doesn't get injured again, Jags will be a lot better, but need to fix O-line. Their offensive line's not that good. And look, can we have some real talk here about Trevor Lawrence before we jump over here to your next thing here? We got to have a real discussion about Trevor Lawrence, guys. We got to have a real discussion about Travis.
Marcus.
Trevor. We gotta stop defending Trevor Lawrence, guys.
Yeah, we gotta stop giving him a pass, dude.
Yeah, tell him, Tank. Tell Marcus that he was giving him a pass last year when I was saying Trevor Lawrence needed to be on the chopping block. Marcus was giving him all types of passes. Marcus.
No, George. I try to give everybody. I'm like, okay, he's kind of, and now I'm saying now he doesn't get no. And here's the scary part, guys. Y'all ready? How did Jacksonville get Travis Hunter? Do y'all remember? George, we did a draft show, right? How did Jacksonville get Travis Hunter? Here's the scary part, guys. The Jags moved from 5 to 2. And guess what they gave up to? Guess what they gave up to get to number 2?
And that one for next year they gave up.
They gave up their one next year. Where do we have the Jags finishing this year? So you gave up 2 probably top 5 picks to move up 3 spots. You don't have a first round pick. Jacksonville doesn't have a first round pick next year. And next year's quarterback class is way better. You're stuck with Trevor Lawrence, $55 million a year, and you don't have a first round pick next year. This has got to work, because if not, we talk about the whole Deshaun Watson, how dumb of a trade that was. If Jacksonville bombs out this year, and let's say the Jags have a top 3 pick, they don't get it. The Browns get it. The Browns get their pick, man. That's Trevor Lawrence a bum. Is Trevor Lawrence better than Baker Mayfield?
Hell
Trevor
no.
Lawrence better than
No.
He's not.
No.
And you know what's so funny? And they both had the same type of hype coming in the NFL too. They both had the same type of high hype. Remember, Baker Mayfield didn't become the number 1 overall pick till late in that into that draft process. He was not the number 1 overall.
Yeah,
pick.
I think Trevor had more hype than Baker. He had more hype than Trevor, because they were like Trevor Lawrence hadn't lost a football game since like high school. He hadn't lost a football game since like high school.
Baker had big hype coming out of Oklahoma, and then ended up being the number 1 overall because of what they saw late in the draft process. And then Trevor had been the golden child already. the redeemer, the golden one, the chosen one.
The
He
savior.
sucked. I'm sorry. I'm telling you now. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I've been saying this for years. He sucks. I'm telling you now. I don't give a damn. Garbage. Overrated. Get him out of here.
Trevor isn't a bum. He's on the wrong team and wrong coaching philosophy.
I disagree. I disagree. This the same guy who went to the playoffs already once before. I don't want to hear that. You had success, so you can't tell me that you can't have success again if you already had it. You can't tell me you can't have success again. You already had it. No, absolutely not. Jacksonville was a dumpster fire. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. Jacksonville was a dumpster fire before Trevor Lawrence. Let's be clear. They were last in the division 8 out of 10 seasons before Trevor. He got him to the playoffs and then took a doo-doo as soon as he got the contract. As soon as he got the contract, he's been doo-doo. He's been boo-boo shit. He's been sewer shakes. He's been dumpster juice. Hot garbage. I don't want to hear it. No. I don't want to hear Doug Peterson's philosophy was so wrong. I don't want to hear it.
The thing about it, though, I think let's not forget, though, coming out of college, his coach was Urban Meyer, and I think Urban Meyer that year ruined that team.
No, his coach was not Urban Meyer. His coach was Dabo Swinney, sir.
No, I'm talking about his rookie season, Urban Meyer. Remember that whole fiasco with
Urban you talking about Meyer? Rookie coach. Oh, you talking about Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Jacksonville.
And he was a bum too. Another one that they thought was going to be so great as a coach because Urban Meyer was the guy who was so good at 2 universities, came in the NFL, and they booted him. And they shot him right up out of the NFL. Matter of fact, is he even coaching in college now, Jay? Is he even coaching college right now?
Urban?
No,
he's on he's like a announcer now for the Big Ten network, I think.
He's an announcer for Big Ten. Oh, I thought he was selling beds and Craftmatics and shit. I thought he was selling probably I'm sorry.
I think he does college game day.
Trevor had Marcus Herring said Trevor is borderline ass, bro. Trevor had quarterback whisperer Doug Peterson who made folk look good and couldn't do it with sunshine. Are we saying that Trevor Lawrence is a glorified Mitchell Trubisky?
Yes. And worse. Yes. And I'm going to say even worse. Yes. Absolutely. Mitchell was number 2 overall. He was in the number 1 overall. Yes. Trevor. Terrible. And
here's like I said, this is a critical year for him. And if this doesn't work out, the Jags might be in trouble for like the next 6 or 7 years because you paid Trevor Lawrence. He's making $55 million, so you're married to him, and you don't have a number 1 pick next year that you can get. And then the thing about it is, I think Houston is going to run that division for a little bit. I don't know how. I don't know how this ends,
Marcus,
well, man.
Listen,
yeah,
I don't know, Marcus. That all depends on CJ
Marcus,
Stroud if he can turn it around. Because
y'all, hold on.
I don't know.
Y'all watched old school sitcom shows, right? Y'all watched old shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and stuff, right? You know what Trevor Lawrence is?
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence was the guy that was supposed to be Will Smith, and he's actually Trevor in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Nobody gives a damn. Do anybody give a damn about Trevor in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Do you even know who Trevor is in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? He's the guy who accidentally jumped off the cliff, Hillary's boyfriend. That's exactly what Trevor Lawrence is. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares you, bro. Nobody cares, bro. You ain't tipping no iceberg.
Is there any chance? Stand in the AFC South.
Sucks.
Is there a chance that Trevor could end up being like the worst quarterback in the AFC South?
I don't know, because that's making Cam Ward have a really good year.
Wait a minute. End up being the worst quarterback. He is the worst quarterback in the AFC.
I don't know. Is he?
Well,
is he worse than Anthony? Come on now. Look, he's bad. He ain't worse than Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson didn't start a whole season. I'm talking about legitimate quarterback.
Anthony Richardson was drafted number 6 over. Anthony Richardson was drafted number 6 overall in the Colts, bro.
That's nice numbers, and he sucks. Anthony Richardson didn't even play a whole season. He played a couple games, and his ass was.
I'm talking about since he's been there. Yes, last year wasn't his rookie season. I'm saying he's been the quarterback there for like 2 or 3 seasons.
And once again,
Trevor Lawrence is worse than Anthony Richardson.
Yes. Want to know why?
He is.
Yes, he is. You want to know why? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You want to know why, Marcus? You want to know why he's worse?
Why is that?
Because guess what? If I gave you a mathematical equation right now, let me give you one. Ready? Okay. What's 0 times 2?
0. That's what my coach.
What's 0 times 6? What's 0 times 6? Yeah, come on, Marcus. Let's go. What's 0 times 6, Marcus?
It's 0.
Okay, what's 0 times 10? No matter how high I go on the number, this is what I'm getting at, Tank. The boy was a 10. He was supposed to be a 10. Nobody had Anthony Richardson as a 10. Nobody had him as a 6. 0 times 10 is 0. I don't give a damn how you cut it or slice it. 0 times 6 is 0. Will Levis is probably a what? What would you grade Will Levis coming out of college?
Will Levis.
Will Levis was a second-round draft pick.
Exactly. So a -2. What's 0 times -2? 0. So by default, Trevor Lawrence is the worst quarter. I don't give a damn how you want to slice it. Because of the talent.
Trevor Lawrence has not had a great career. Trevor Lawrence has not had a great career, but I don't know if he's worse than Anthony. That's a low bar, guys. That's real.
No. Who's a bigger bum? Trevor Lawrence or Anthony Richardson? Who's a bigger bum? Yeah, come on. Who's the bigger bum?
I don't think
who's the bigger bum? Trevor Lawrence or Will Levis? Who's the bigger bum? Huh?
Will Levis is terrible, bro. Will Levis is terrible, bro. Will Levis is terrible.
Hold on, watch this. And who was last in the division last year? Who was last? Go ahead.
The Titans. The Titans.
It was the Titans.
Okay. And who was real close to being right? Where was Jacksonville picking? Where did Jacksonville pick?
5.
Jacksonville was at 5.
Why?
Because they
Why?
suck too.
Because they suck
too.
Because they was only a game better. They were only a game. Y'all making it seem like this team was like 5 games better. They were a game better last year. They were a game better than Tennessee last year. A game, sir. 1. Uno. You ever played that game, Uno?
I do.
Well, draw 2. Draw 2. Because that's what they had to do. They had to give
reverse.
In reverse.
Draw 4.
How about we just fucking skip you? How about we skip you?
No, how about you don't? Trevor Lawrence, what's Trevor Lawrence's contract? $55 million. What's Will Levis' contract? Come on.
What is Will Levis' contract? And have Marcus draw 4.
What's Anthony Richardson's contract? Come on.
I think it's
Trevor Lawrence is the biggest bum in the AFC North. I don't give a damn how you want to fight.
The AFC South. Oh, okay.
In the South. I'm sorry. In the South.
Oh, but here's the thing about it. Okay, so there's a quarterback battle going on with Indianapolis between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. If Daniel Jones wins that job,
bro,
is Trevor Lawrence worse than Daniel Jones?
Oof.
That's the fact that we even got to think about that tells you that Trevor Lawrence is the biggest bum. Hold on, time out. Let's not forget that Joe Flacco also played on this damn coach team during this tender as well. Let's not forget that. How many people forgot that? Joe Flacco was a better quarterback for the Colts than Trevor was to the damn Jags. Bum. Again, literally somebody who got off the couch, sir. Come on now. Let's not forget this. Y'all
Blanco, Anthony will be better after his 6 years than Trevor. Anthony is very close to losing that job in Indy. The coach has already said it's going to be a quarterback battle, and we're going to figure out who the starter is going to be. He's like, I'm not guaranteeing Anthony. He's like, I'm not guaranteeing Anthony Richardson nothing. I'm not guaranteeing him the job.
Dude, Danny Dimes.
Trevor is better than Dan. That's what I'm saying. There's a very big chance that Daniel Jones will be the starting quarterback on opening day for the Indianapolis Colts.
Agree.
Is Daniel Jones better than Trevor Lawrence? Now be careful here. Danny Dimes in New York, who got ran out of New York. Is Daniel Jones better than Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, Marcus, getting run out of New York is a lot different than sitting there in Jacksonville. Come on, man.
Yep. Hold on. Time out. No, sir.
It's easier to get run out of New York than it is in Jacksonville.
Can I ask you a question? No. Hold on, Tank. This where I go with that. What division is tougher, the NFC East or the AFC South?
NFC East all day. NFC East,
right?
The East.
Yeah.
I could have swore Daniel Jones went to the playoffs more recent than Trevor Lawrence, though.
They both have one playoff win.
I don't give a damn who been to the playoffs more recent. Who plays in the harder division? Daniel Jones does, and it's not even a question. Who would you say has had more?
Okay. See, I got you. I just got you.
You got me.
Yeah, I just got you. What division is hard? What division is harder, the NFC East or the AFC East?
Oh, you don't got me. If you going with the
Yes, I do. Answer the question. What division is harder, the NFC East or the AFC East?
Right now,
I'm going with your argument.
Right now, it would be NFC East. Right now, it would be NFC East.
Does that mean that Jalen Hurts is better than Josh Allen, according to your argument?
No.
Well, I'm using his argument. That's his argument. He goes, well, what's a tougher division?
Whoa. I'm glad that y'all so quick to say no. Because depending on how you measure, yes, he is. Depending on how you measure, the way you measure it, if you're measuring talent, Josh Allen is better than Jalen Hurts. But if you're measuring who wins in the
game's on the line, I'm taking Allen over.
Be quiet. Your Miami Dolphins don't even get a say so in this. Sir, if we're measuring clutch, who gets it done, who's beating who more, if we measuring it by those things, Jalen Hurts, sir. Yes.
There's no
yes.
Torch. Torch, and this is what you're making me do. This is all your damn fault. This is all your damn
it's your fault, but you're Josh Allen, but that's okay.
You're making me have to defend Josh. You're making me have to defend Josh Allen. I really don't want to do it, but I gotta defend Josh Allen.
Guess what? And I like when I get to guess what? I love when I get you to do that too. Go ahead. See, I'm the type of guy who can get you to do it. See,
okay.
But you said
now let me
you
ask you
gave
this.
me the Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen talk as if we're
no, because you
comparing-
said no, because your argument was your arguments was division. That's what I was. So if you put Josh Allen and
that
you
was
gave
my only
Josh
argument though.
if you gave Josh
That wasn't my
Allen,
only
if you
argument.
gave Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas
I get what you
Goedert,
asking. Would they win the Super
all
Bowl?
your
Oh, shit.
offensive
We
line
wouldn't even have to worry about a wedding to get a ring.
in a defense that made Patrick Mahomes run for his life.
Super Bowl. Josh, I'm answering your question. My answer is very simple and plain. Josh Allen would already have the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But guess what? If your aunt had a, she'd be your uncle. And if ifs and buts was candy and nuts, you'd be eating all day long too, sir. So guess what? I'm not going by ifs and buts and hype. Marcus, wait a minute. Don't make me use your phrase, sir. See, I got him. I got him. We don't do hypotheticals out here, sir. Yes, sir. We don't do hypotheticals around here. We can only go by what we got, sir. Let me also remind you that the Buffalo Bills have scored more points than any other team since 2020, sir. Let's not forget the Buffalo Bills have also hold on. Let's not forget that the Buffalo Bills have also had top 10 defenses in these tenders as well.
Part of the reason why you have a top 10 defense,
you got nothing to show for.
Part of the reason why you have a top seed. This is where numbers skew things, and it makes people think they're better than what they are, and that's not to take away from anything. You basically get a cakewalk to the playoffs. You get 2 games against Miami. Tua's going to miss some games. You get 2 games against the Eagles. You get 2 games against the Patriots, who have no offense, and you're playing against Zach Wilson or 50-year-old Aaron Rodgers. So it makes your defensive stats. Oh, look at our defense. Our defense is averaging this, and then you play against the damn Baltimore Ravens, and Derrick Henry runs for damn near 200 yards. Stop it. I don't want to hear. Don't you say nothing to me about this great defense. Don't say anything to me about this great defense.
Who? Me?
The Bills' offense was better than Phil. The Bills' offense was better than Phil. The Bills'
offense.
Oh,
he's talking about me with the defense? No. Wait a minute, sir. All I'm telling you is what the facts are. The Bills have had top-notch defenses. Don't matter. They've had top 3. When Leslie Frazier was around, they had top 3, top 4 defenses, sir. I don't give a damn about when situationally or when momentarily they gave up runs. They still had top defenses. So you can't even use the argument that Philly has better defenses, because Philly's defense just got better last year. We remember the year before when they got ran out the building. Yes, they did. Marcus, they got ran out of the building by Tampa Bay, sir.
They're secondary. Their secondary.
Yeah,
their secondary was terrible.
Right, their secondary was hot garbage. Marcus, they got ran out the building by Tampa Bay the year before. Let's not forget. I get we in the Super Bowl highlight right now.
So Brady had a cakewalk in the AFC East. Yeah, he did. But here's the difference between Tom Brady and the Buffalo Bills. He used that to his advantage. That was the difference. He used that to his advantage and won championships. Y'all should be the number 1 seed every year. Say what?
Wait a minute. He did not have a cakewalk with against Miami. That was the one team that literally was a thorn in his side his whole career. Was Miami?
This is the thorn of who? Tom Brady?
Yeah, he did. He didn't just walk over Miami all his whole career. No, he put it this way: Josh Allen in his career has owned the Dolphins, but Brady did not. The stats are there. Look at them.
Yeah. But here's the thing that he did.
Out of all the teams
Jay, the Patriots won the AFC East like 11 years in a row. That's owning. Your definition and my definition of owning is if you win a division 11 years in a row, that's ownership, bro.
But that doesn't mean that you dominated every single team in the East.
Marcus, here's the answer to your question. Tom Brady was 24-12 against the Dolphins in his career.
Okay. Well, that's a winning record. So six. You play twice a year. You play twice a year. You play twice a year, and he's 24-12 against you. That's domination.
But Torch, what is Brady's record against every other team, including Buffalo?
Oh well, it's even worse, right? It's even worse.
Yeah,
Buffalo was 33-3.
I think his record was like 32-3 against Buffalo.
It's 33-3, Marcus.
33-3. Yeah, something. It's 33, and that's not
33-3.
So when you hear me talking about rivalries, it's not a rivalry. If I beat you up every time we gave him a good run, you lost. That's domination. If I double you up,
rivalry.
If we play 30, Jay, if we play 36 times and I beat you 24 out of 36 times, that's domination, bro.
That's 2/3.
That's domination. 24 out of 36. That's domination, bro.
That's 2/3 of the time. That's 67%. Now he beat Buffalo 93% of the time.
That's not. I don't get what this.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that Patriots and Buffalo was a rivalry. I never said that.
You have said that. It's a rivalry. That's not a rivalry. Like I tell you, you just play each other like that's not a rivalry.
Buffalo in Miami is a rivalry. I don't care what your saying is on really that, but the media markets that way.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Okay, so you know what I'm going to do for you, Jay? I'm going to talk to Mookie Hawkins, and I'm going to ask Mookie Hawkins to pull Josh Allen to the side. I'm going to ask him to pull Josh Allen to the side, and I'm going to ask him to ask Josh Allen does Josh Allen fear the Miami Dolphins at all? You view them as a rival. The Buffalo Bills do not view you as a rival.
I don't because I grew up in the 80s when these guys were rivals, and then in the 90s, and then in the 2000s, it's a rivalry.
The Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. They went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. Y'all are in the same division.
Hey, Jay Renard, guess what?
Yeah, and they had to beat us to get there.
Marcus, all time, they are a rivalry. It's 62-60. All time.
I said that already.
We're talking about all time right now.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking
about
no.
I'm talking about
Look.
We talking about right now.
Hang on. Let me make this a little bit easier. Army probably has a winning record against the Michigan Wolverines. Okay? Overall. Because they've been playing since like 1900. But if you ask Michigan right now, do they view West Point as their rival?
No.
They're gonna say no. They don't view Army as their rival.
Right now, no.
They don't
right
view
now,
them.
no.
They got an all-time record. They have an all-time record of 199. Yes, from 60 years ago.
That's why Marcus,
they don't right now the Buffalo Bills. If I would love to be in a room with the Buffalo Bills and talk to them and be like, what team? Do you know who the Buffalo Bills view as their rival? You want to know? Their rival, and they're not in their division. They view the Kansas City. They don't view you as their rival, Jay. You view them as your rival. They do not view you as their rival. They don't. They just don't. Josh Allen is 12-2 versus you. He does not view you as a threat to him. He doesn't. He'll go over there and he'll pat. He pats 2 on the head. Good job,
I
bro.
bet you he does.
I bet you he doesn't. The person that he views as his rival, the people he views as his rival is KC and Cincy. That's who they view. That's who he views as his rival. He does not view the. If we play 14, Jay, if we play 14 times and I beat you 12 out of 14, get this through your head. If we play 14 times and I beat you 12 out of 14 times, do you think that I respect you? You might say, "Oh, Marcus is my rival, man. I play him tough, and you know I give all my effort and I do my best." And you know what I say when I beat you 12 out of 14 times? Jay, I think I know you pretty well. If you beat me 13 out of 14 times, see, you're viewing it from the loser's perspective. If me and you did something, if we did something, you beat me 13 out of 14 times, and I said, "Jay, listen, we're rivals."
I played in the ACC. Georgia Tech was considered Maryland's rival. The whole 4 years that I was there, we were 3-1 against Georgia Tech. They're still our rival. That was our rival, ACC, for football, not for basketball.
No, that's
basketball,
okay. Hold on. Watch this. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay, because I'll give them one. If that's the case, Marcus, then by your own logic, the Packers ain't your rival neither, because
we don't. The Packers. See, it's a little bit tougher.
You don't get to view. No. You don't get to view anything. You're on the losers, bro. You are the losers, bro. You don't get to view.
First off, the Packers have been around since like 1920. Okay, they were winning championships. Okay, and first off, we play the Packers every 4 years. It's not the same. We play the Packers like once every 4 years.
Marcus, we played you 6 times in the last 8 years.
I'm saying they usually do the shuffle, and you play a team every 4 years. Like Buffalo and Dallas are Buffalo and Dallas.
Marcus, no. Marcus, don't try to Cupid shuffle around this.
You're trying to make a comparison between apples and oranges. The Packers and the Cowboys do not play each other. They don't play each other.
Yes, they do. They play these. Matter of fact,
on a regular basis, Court. On a regular basis.
And the Bills in Kansas City just started playing each other like that, just the same way as the Packers have played the Cowboys. I guarantee
they used to play each other because they play each other now because of the scheduling because Buffalo is usually in first place and the Packers are usually in first or second place. So they play each other a lot.
This is where I get it.
Then if you're talking within division, right? Not conference, but within division, then you have built-in rivals that way too. So either way you look at it, it doesn't matter who's dominating who. There's still rivals. You look at the NFC, and you've got the Bears and the Lions. They're probably like the biggest rivals ever, right? But then you have the Bears and the Packers. They're rivals, but the Packers own the Bears. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I own Chicago. But they're
making my point for me. You're making my point for me. No, you know what Aaron Rodgers said to them?
This is where I clip his wings at.
You just shot yourself in the foot. Do you know what Aaron Rodgers said about the? Do you know what Aaron Rodgers said about the Bears? Do you know what he said about the Bears? Josh Allen just ain't that kind of guy. Josh Allen's not a prick like that where he's just a smirky prick. Do you know what Aaron Rodgers thinks about the Chicago Bears? What he said about them? He goes, Virginia McCaskey does not own the Bears. I do. That's what he said.
Right. I know that.
Well, that's not.
Okay.
He doesn't respect them. That's what I'm trying to get you. Right? He doesn't respect them. He doesn't
respect that. It doesn't mean they're not rivals.
The Bears feel like he's a they feel like they're rivals. Aaron Rodgers does not respect the Chicago Bears. Josh Allen does not respect the Miami Dolphins, Jay. He doesn't. He's like, all right, here's an easy win this week. He's not going to come out and say it. He's going to be like, they're going to come out, they're going to try their best, and they're going to lose. That's what's going to happen. Like they do 12 out of 14 times.
Marcus,
I doubt.
Yes.
Here's where I clip your wings on this whole Cowboy. Why you trying to underplay the Cowboys and Packers? Right? Supposed to be. Oh, they don't play each other enough. Do you know how many times the Kansas City Chiefs have played the Buffalo Bills since 2015?
Probably not a lot.
4 times. 5.
How many times? It's 9 times.
4 or 5.
Okay.
Hold on, no. It's 9 times, including the playoffs. Marcus, I got it right here. The Packers have beaten the Dallas Cowboys 9 out of the last 10 meetings, including, and this is since 2015, sir. Your team is boo shit when it comes to the damn Packers. And this is 20, but you consider. No, you didn't. You just tried to tell me that the Packers and Cowboys wasn't a rivalry because they didn't play each other enough. They played the same amount of games as the Bills and Chiefs.
I don't view the Cowboys and the Packers as rivals. I don't. I don't view them as rivals.
My point.
All right, so Torch, how many times has Kansas City played Buffalo, and what's Buffalo's record versus Kansas City in those last games?
In the regular season, the Bills are 4-1 in the regular season.
No, not the regular season. Well, all together.
They're 0-4. Then they're 4-5 because the Chiefs have beaten them 4 straight times in the playoffs.
Right.
That's
you're gonna have your regional rivalries. Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State. Here I live in Texas. It's Texas, Oklahoma. But guess what? I live in El Paso, Texas. Okay. The University of Texas at Austin Longhorns. They don't even call themselves the University. Their real name is the University of Texas at Austin. I live in El Paso. It's called UTEP, University of Texas El Paso. The Texas Longhorns, even though we're in the same state, they do not view the UTEP Miners as their rivals. They don't. They just don't. They don't. They might say Texas A&M. They might say I don't even think Texas Tech. Probably Texas A&M is probably the closest thing that they have as an in-state rival. They don't view Tech. They don't view you. And I live in El Paso. They don't view us as their rival. But here they're like, oh my God, we're playing the Texas Longhorns, and the Longhorns are like,
I got a question for you. Do Ohio State view Michigan as a rival? Does Ohio State view Michigan as a rival? Watch out now. Before you answer that question, you better watch what you say, because if you say something crazy, I'm going to dump that ass right now. Go ahead.
Now I'm going to tell you now. Hear this out. My ex-wife was from Ohio, okay, and she no, and I wanted to know how she felt about it because she's from Dayton, Ohio, and so she naturally hated Michigan. And she's like, the way that I view it, it's like a back and forth seesaw battle. And here's the thing: a lot of Ohio kids go to Michigan, and a lot of Michigan kids go to Ohio. Charles Woodson, do you want to know where he's from? Heisman Trophy winner, Hall of Famer.
Ohio.
He's from Ohio.
He's from Ohio.
And he played at Michigan. So for that, which makes it a little bit heated. Which makes it a little bit heated. Ezekiel Elliott's from Missouri, and he went to Ohio State. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different because you have these cross state kind of things. It's a little bit different, But when you just say like in-state rivalry, like Tennessee and Vanderbilt, Texas and Texas Tech, you always have the big brother and you have the little brother. It's you may be. I play my brother Madden a lot, and I kick his ass. He's like, we're rivals, and I'm like, we're not rivals, bro, because I beat you all the time. I play Madden against my sons a lot. They're not my rival. Rivalry means somebody who is equally matched against you. Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, that's a rivalry. If I beat you and I sweep you and I beat you four times, we have, you know, we split the series or it's a lopsided, then that's not really a rivalry. That's the way I view it. OSU and Michigan are absolute rivals. Records don't matter. And see, the thing with that too is you also have, like in the late 90s, 2000s, that was Michigan. That was Charles Woodson and all them. Recently, Ohio State, you know, Ezekiel Elliott and Braxton Miller and all of those boys. And hell, even this past year. But then the year before that, Michigan won the national championship. Beat me in Madden. I'm going to go pick that up. We can do that.
Sir.
Dallas and Houston are rivals regardless of records. They hate each other. No, us and Houston are not rivals. No, we're not. Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Did you say Ohio State beat Michigan this year?
Well, I'm saying no. I said Ohio State won the national championship this year, and Michigan won it the year before.
Oh, that's funny. Well, if they played Michigan, they wouldn't have won the national championship because Michigan beat them twice this year.
It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the draw, right, man.
That's why people was saying Ohio State might have been out of the joint because remember they lost to Michigan last game of the year. They lost to Michigan.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Next year doesn't it go to jump to 16 next year? 16 teams?
Yeah. Yes, it's 16 teams next year.
And guess what? You know who's going to be pissed off and feel like they got cheated? Number 17. We should have been in the champions. We should have been in the playoffs, man. They cheated us, man. Bro, we went from 4 to 8.
A Miami Hurricanes fan. The ACC got cheated twice, 2 years in a row, Jay Renard. 2 years in a row, they got fucking cheated. 2 years in a row. I know you got to feel some type of way. Because don't you think Miami would have put up a better show than who was the team that got in over them?
Boise State?
I'm dying. Yes, I'm dying. I am dying laughing at that.
What was Miami's record with Cam Ward and them? What was their record this year?
10-2. They were 10-2, and they had better records. Matter of fact, didn't a 9-3 team get in? Yeah. This past year? Yeah. A 9-3 team got in this year over them. And I was like, hell no. How the hell? Oh, Bama. Bama got in over y'all. That's right. Alabama.
Alabama didn't make the tournament.
Yes, they did.
Alabama wasn't
No, it wasn't Alabama.
No.
What team?
It was Texas and Georgia. Texas and Georgia made it out the SEC.
Yeah.
So what team? Wait a minute. Hold on. What team was 9-3 that made it?
Was it Arizona State?
That's right. They kept Alabama out of it this year.
Yeah, that was Texas and Georgia. Texas and Georgia made it out the SEC. Texas and Georgia made it. And then Arizona State, man. Ooh, Arizona State with Scatterboo, man. Scatterboo was like a one-man. He was a one-man wrecking crew, man. Torch, are you doing a show tomorrow, or you got to work tomorrow?
I'm doing the show tomorrow.
You doing the show? All right, we've been on here for 2 hours. Everybody that came through, y'all are still live. See, you just got. We're about to go, but you can come back tomorrow. Then We can do coffee. We'll do coffee talk. Torch, you got to work in the morning? Torch.
Do I have to do what?
You got to work in the morning?
Go ahead.
You got to work in the morning?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be back in the morning.
5 hours.
Okay.
I gotta work at 4 a.m.
We appreciate everybody who's come through. Damn, we already been on the air for 2 hours. I got to get up out of here.
No, Jay Renard. Alabama was going to be in the playoffs.
But they did not make it.
And then hold on. And then remember they complained because SMU was 11-1 and they was about to snub SMU too. Remember, they was gonna snub them too. And then they was like, oh, hell no, we got to pull Alabama out this shit. SMU got an 11-1 record and one. Yeah, sorry, you got to come up. They said, you got to come up out of there. And SMU didn't do a damn thing. The fuck? Miami would have been better off in that spot. You could have put Miami in SMU spot.
Hey, give me Restrepo's numbers for the Titans this year. Give me his stat line for the kid Restrepo, the wide receiver who ran a 4.8.
Darn it. His numbers is gonna be. I'll tell you his numbers. Are you ready? You ready?
A 4.8.
No. I got his numbers. Ready?
Okay.
Restrepo. He poured 254 cups of Gatorade on the bench this year and warmed up 17 benches, 9 of them being on the road and 8 of them being at home.
I don't think he got drafted, but I think they got him as an undrafted free agent. The Titans did, so he'll be playing with his college quarterback. So we'll see. Y'all, we appreciate everybody coming through. As usual, we got sidetracked, but that's what we do. We start talking because Jay starts saying all kind of crazy stuff, and I got to get him. So, that's what we got to. That's what we got to do.
And Mark is like drilling his ass.
Look, man. Look. Trevor this
Marcus
year
got that Matthias here.
Trevor better do something this year. He don't get no more passes. He don't get no more passes.
I told you though, Marcus. Now you want to be on the Trevor boo-boo train when I told you 2 years ago.
I try to give everybody. See, my thing is, I try to give everybody a chance, but after a while, I'd be like, this dude. Mm-hmm. I try to be fair with people. I try, okay, he got injured. Oh, he's had a bunch of coaching changes. Look, people can change things around. Josh Allen didn't have his first 300-yard passing game until his third year, so you can turn things around. He came out 52, throwing for 52%. So again, and y'all were just thinking he was the best thing since sliced bread. He was trash at the time. He was trash at the time. He was trash at the time. He was trash. Throwing for 52% completion.
Y'all don't include me. Don't include me in that because I got tape talking about Josh Allen.
I had people telling me that Devin Singletary was better than Josh Jacobs, and I heard that Gabe Davis was the best.
Whoa, I didn't tell you that. I never said he was better.
I'm telling you some of the things I heard. Not you. I heard that Gabe Davis was the best number 2 wide receiver, and he could run the entire route.
I remember that. That was Torch saying that too.
I would say,
Torch, that's on you.
Torch said what?
That's on you.
What's that?
What did Torch say?
Gabe Davis, the best number 2.
Oh no, I didn't say he was the best number 2. I said that he was a good number 2. And then come to find out
he could run the entire route tree. I said, Dre, this guy runs 2 routes. No, he does. He can run the entire route tree. I go, Torch.
Well, okay, so he was limited running routes at USF.
I said he was Mr.
California. He played at the Central Florida. Yeah.
I said he was. I said he was Mr. 3 for 18 or 3 for 121. That would be his stats. Right. 3 catches for 18 yards or 3 catches and 3 touchdowns for 121 yards. That was Gabe Davis. But y'all, he had that game against Kansas.
You know what's so funny about that though, Marcus? You know what's so funny about that? That same Gabe Davis beat your team. That same Gabe Davis beat yours too. So I don't know why you laughing down there. It's
the truth, though. We're talking about him. We're talking about him as a player, though. But it's all good.
Yeah, make sure you're not player. Hold on. He did enough to beat your team, and he did enough to beat yours too. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Matter of fact, where's Gabe Davis right now?
He's
probably at home or working at
he's a free agent. He's a free agent. Just got cut. I think he went to Pitt. I think he took a visit with the Steelers today. He went to visit. He didn't get signed, but he went to go visit them.
Oh, he didn't get signed. He went to go visit.
Yeah, he went in town and he had a cup of coffee with him. Is that his card? What's it worth?
No, I don't have any Gabe Davis cards. This is one of the
what is card worth, Marcus? You so dead, bro.
A stick of bubble gum. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow.
Anybody wants some PSA 10 Deshaun Watson?
Man, don't nobody want that shit, man. Don't nobody want, man. Take those down to the.
I was looking at my collection the other day.
You couldn't give them damn cards away, man. Make sure y'all tune in.
I thought I was going to be a millionaire with those cards.
No, you're not getting anything, sir. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern time ish. Coffee Talk tomorrow. Torch, what time are you going live tomorrow? Around the same time as now?
It might be a little earlier because
a little earlier.
Yeah, 7 o'clock maybe.
All right, I might pop my head. My head up on there.
We
appreciate everybody who came through. Marcus Herring, C. Blanco, Melissa. Who else was up in here? Everybody who came through. We appreciate you, man. Wayne Solomon. I'm trying to scroll back up as far as I could.
Woodley was up.
Jeremy Romero.
I think
Dwayne, Marcus Herring. There's a few people, they pop their head in and they pop back up. That's as far up as I could. Anybody that we may have missed, man, we're sorry about that, man. Try to get you next time. But we appreciate all the support. I know sometimes we like to get up here. We do this for you. We like talking sports, man. Got my guy, the Tank, Jay Renaud, Andrea Torch Robinson, your guy, Marcus Alphabets, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to get something to eat, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, we'll pop back up on here. Everybody have a good night. See ya.
And I'm going to end the show with Rick Carlisle talking about Tom Thibodeau's fire. I'll end the show that way tonight so y'all can hear what he had to say.
And what happened yesterday, when I first saw it, it came over one of the, I thought it was one of those fake AI things, that no way, there's no way. And I know how the players feel about it too. And so there's not much else to say. I mean, teams and ownership can make these decisions unilaterally, and it's their right to do that. And so Tom will certainly be fine. I don't think he's going to have any problem finding his next job. This is going to depend on when he's ready to jump back in again. But I have great respect for Tibbs. I go back with him a very long way, and so I was surprised. But Tibbs went in there and changed so much. And so you look at all that, and then what happened yesterday. When I first saw it, it came over one of the. I thought it was one of those fake AI things, that